All right. Out. Okay, let's see if you guys can hear me now. Okay, looks like you can. Sorry. I'm not gonna keep giving that excuse that I'm trying to figure this thing out. But as I was saying, I just got back from a 21-year-old birthday, so that was interesting, especially for somebody who's about to kick the dough in on 50. Anyway, in that, during that vacation, and then just having several conversations. First, let me just say I hope everyone had a great weekend and have had a great day thus far. So let me just put that out there. Okay, so it's the video title, knowing when it's time to step away from toxic people. So this weekend, conversations, my experience, conversations over these past, really been a while. It kind of always goes back to people, situations, relationships. And I have realized in so many of my conversations that people generally blame other people for why they aren't doing or haven't done the things that they wanted to do thus far in life. I'm not sure if when any of you viewers, my subscribers, let me say that quick too. Please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be alerted as to when I upload new videos. And as you know, with this channel, it is going to be touching on different subjects. It is my personal brand blog, and I am, if you read in my description about me in this channel, I do a bunch of things, mainly in, a lot of with coaching and dealing with personal business and financial type of situations. So that is what this channel is geared toward. But of course, that can touch on all different areas. And however I can share what I've experienced and what I know to help those who view this channel and my videos, that is what my goal and my purpose is. Okay, so back to that. So I realized that a lot of people say that they haven't done or they aren't doing whatever it is that they may want to do based on something with other people. And what I'm going to say is what I've realized, that if relationships with people are stopping you from being your greater or your best self, then that means that that's a toxic relationship and a toxic person, and you need to find the strength or love yourself enough in order to step away from any situation that is not making you better. You, me, any of that. If you allow yourself to stay in situations and relationships that are not making you happy, you are doing yourself an injustice, as well as anyone else around you who loves you and truly cares about you. And then this is what I'll tell you. Toxic people have a way of making you think that it is wrong for you to do what's best for you. So be prepared for that. When you decide to just, and what you do is you kind of figure out how to move and maneuver. I'm sorry, I said manure. Boo boo. How to maneuver your circumstance so that you don't, because nobody wants to hurt people and hurt people's feelings, but there's a way in which to do things. I always say, everybody has a box in your life, or they should have a box in which they belong in your life. You call it a box. Some people say room. Some people call them different things. I say a box. And if a person has basically put themselves in a box, the box that means that you only see them on special occasions, you only see them at certain times of the year or every few years, that is, you put that person where they belong. If you deem that somebody has done you so wrong and that they should be in the box where you never speak to them again, what I will say is this: you definitely, whatever that is that they did, you definitely want to forgive them, because forgiving them is not for them, it's for you. Once you put them in the box, you want to close that up and be done with that situation. So if you don't forgive them, you will be harboring and holding on to the emotions behind being angry at them and continuing to hold whatever bad feelings you have toward them. So even though they're in the box, they're still affecting you on the outside because you haven't let the situation go. So that's why I always say you should forgive, and not for the person, but for yourself. Now, I know people say all the time, yeah, I can forgive, but I can't forget. Well, I don't think anything that we ever experienced that we really forget. Now, if you don't agree with me, or you have forgotten things, I mean, like little simple things, yes, but things that either hurt our feelings or affect our life, I don't think we ever forget. Maybe we put it back in the back of our memory bank, and it needs to be, it needs to resurface, or something can trigger it again. Yes, but I don't think we ever forget anything. And I don't suggest forgetting when somebody does you wrong or done something wrong to you, because it's just like, if the whole saying, if you forget your past, then it's doomed to repeat itself. So if you don't remember what you allowed or what somebody did to hurt you, you won't remember the signs that came up to it in order to prevent yourself from hopefully experiencing that situation with someone else again. So I always, I don't forget. That's my personality. I'm not going to forget. And once like a person has burned me in a particular way, I don't care what nobody has to say. I don't care who thinks it's wrong for me to continue to not have relationship with this person anymore. I don't care, because when I start protecting my own personal space in my life, that is for me, and nobody can tell me when and how I should allow something to affect me. And so I always share that with people, and I say the same to you. You don't owe nobody your happiness. So if someone has hurt you in a way and you deem that they're toxic and you don't want to have them in your life, I don't care who they are. Mama, daddy, sister, brother, auntie, uncle, cousin, husband, child, whoever it is. If they have done something, if staying in relationship with them makes you unhappy the bulk of the time, that is not somebody that you should have a continuous relationship with. I'm not saying hate your kids, no, I ain't saying that. What I'm saying is deal with people accordingly, because if they loved you as much as you love them, so much so you finna keep them in your life and keep making your life miserable, then they wouldn't be doing what they doing to make your life miserable. So think about it that way. It's, positions and places that people belong. I give an example, this sweater. I have on a sweater now. I ain't had this sweater on in August, because in August, it was 100 degrees where I'm at. And so this sweater was in a place that when I needed it, I could go and get it. But it wasn't being worn and used every day in August. Now it's October. The weather has changed. And this sweater will see a whole lot more attention from me because it is needed in this time, at this moment, in this season. That is the way that you can look at people and relationships. Some people, now I also have on, this is my confident tee from my positive affirmation line. So I have on my confident t-shirt. Let me see if you can see. It's a t-shirt. Can y'all see that? I have. It's a t-shirt, y'all. I got this t-shirt on that I had on in July, August, and now I still have it on in October because it is something that I can wear all year round. There are some relationships and some people that you can deal with every day, all year round. But in order to continue to wear it, I just have to put on a temporary sweater that I wear at temporary times of the year, seasonal times. That is how people can be in your life. That is how we should view people in our life. I love this t-shirt. It suits me all the time. It don't make me too hot and it don't make me too cold. Do I need to add enhancement sometime? Yes, I do. But I love it, and there are people that will bring out the best in you, and you can constantly have interaction with them daily, weekly, monthly, however. But then there are some people that just based on how they are with you, that you just can only see at periods of the year. Just like this sweater. I love my sweater. I picked it because I like it. I just ain't fool enough to think I could wear it in 100-degree weather. So that's the way it's a tip. So you put your boxes, your seasonal boxes, however you want to choose to do it, but you have to make sure that you are getting rid of people who are toxic in your life. And getting rid of don't mean killing them. It don't mean never speaking to them again. It just means that you love you enough that you're going to put them toxic people where they belong, because it's so much more energy to stay mad, to stay angry, to constantly go with the back and forth that happens when you keep constant people in your life. Constant toxic people in your life. It'll be good for about a month, 2 months, 3 months. And then who they are and what makes them toxic to you will come out. Now y'all at each other's throats, ready to cut, slit, do whatever, punch each other, do whatever. And then it'll calm down, they'll calm down, whatever. And next thing you know, be a month or two, and then y'all back fine. That is absolutely asinine to me. And I say that to people, relationships that are for you, I'm not saying they're going to be perfect all the time, but they shouldn't get to the point where you ready to slit their throat, punch them in the face because of the things that they do and the things that they say that hurt you so bad. If they are a person that is doing that to you, they don't need, nor do they deserve to be in your life, a part of your life every day. And they don't even be needing to know what you're doing and what you got going on, because if they are that toxic, they probably are unhappy. And when they are unhappy, there ain't no way in the world they want to see you happy. So they'll be somewhere, we got a voodoo doll, I'm just playing, but somewhere wishing bad things on you because you are someone who they see as pushing towards your purpose and trying to do the things that you want to do, and they don't want you to leave them. So they want to keep you focused on them so that you can't reach your full potential. Nobody is deserving of that. Nobody, because none of us know how long we have here on this earth. And what I can tell you is, since we don't know that, why waste time with people who don't deserve even a minute? Why give permanent headspace to temporary people? Doing that does nothing but hurt you. So I titled this Knowing When. I think that if you can look at relationships that you are involved in, and if you weigh those relationships out and they are making you unhappy more than they're making you happy. So if we go off percentages, I'm an accountant, we're going to do math. If we go off of 100% of the time, if you can sit back and really evaluate, with those people, if they make you unhappy 60% of the time and only happy 40% of the time, it's time to put them in a different box. It's time to put them in the seasonal sweater swimsuit box. Because swimsuit, you can't, well, you look like, you could, but you don't look like food walking around swimsuit right now if you're in Chicago or somewhere, somewhere like that where the seasons change. So that is when you need to do that. Also, they may not be causing you strife. It may not be somebody who you're arguing with and debating with and having problems with. It may not be that, but it may be somebody that the relationship with them doesn't fuel you. And what I mean by fueling you is pushing you forward towards whatever greatness it is for you to achieve. Because each and every one of us is meant to achieve and do something great. Everybody's level of greatness or desire for what they think greatness is will be different. But we are all, if we are allowed to be born here on this earth, we are all capable of achieving greatness. How you strive, whether or not you believe it, is only difference. And a lot of times us not believing that we can achieve greatness is immediately connected to somebody telling you you couldn't, somebody never telling you you could, or somebody not supporting you in your drive towards greatness. So if you have those kind of people, they're toxic. So you may love them, they may not cause no emotional problems or none of that with you, but if they are not pushing you towards your purpose, pushing you towards what you know and you have told them or you feel will make you happy, then they too in this type of situation are toxic. And they just need to be put in a box, in a temporary box too, or to talk to every green moon box, or however you choose to do it, because being in constant connection with them will distract you from being and doing that which you want to do. And actually, a lot of times, if they're not pushing towards their purpose and they don't even haven't figured out what their purpose is or don't even know what they're supposed to be doing, that's one of their purposes in constantly staying in contact with you, because it keeps you distracted, so it keeps you stagnant. And sadly, and this may fit people who you talk to and deal with every day. Sadly, it is time to start limiting that conversation. And I guarantee you, once you commit to yourself to do what's best for yourself, when you are in and around those people, you won't even want to stay around them too long, because it's like you'll feel uncomfortable in a place of nothing, in a place of just stagnation, no growth. When you are really committed towards being a better you, improving you, doing and achieving whatever your goal is, you feel uncomfortable when you are in places that are not supportive of that. When you are around people that are not in the same movement forward that you are. And you'll wonder, like, man, I love such, but this conversation just really, I was ready to get off the phone with them, or I was ready to leave their house, or whatever. That's because you have truly committed on the inside to whatever that is that you want. And now your spirit won't let you rest when you in places where it don't want to be. And you gotta love you enough. You gotta let this control this and get them feet to stepping. Get that phone to hanging up. Oh, you gotta hold like this. Get that phone to hanging up. Girl, bye. I'll talk to you later. Okay, it's nice. Oh, look, the doorbell just rang. Whatever you need to say to end that conversation. And don't be shocked. Don't be afraid of them getting to a point where they feel like, oh, you acting funny. They're going to start saying you acting funny. You act like you don't have to, all that. You know what? You ain't acting funny. You maybe acting funny because now you're putting yourself first. And that's a good type of funny for me. So you can't worry about that. If a person does not see what the purpose is behind you doing what's best for you, and they say that they truly care about you, then they don't truly care about you. Because people who truly care about you accept when you're doing what's best for you, even if that means less time with them. People who ain't nothing, no, they ain't nothing. People who ain't striving for nothing, no, they ain't striving for nothing. And so they'll get to a point where they understand, like, oh, no, she want to do this. She want to go get her master's degree. She want to get her doctorate. She want to open her own business. And they know that they ain't conducive, or they ain't got nothing to add to the conversation. No ideas, no suggestions, no none of that. Then they get to understanding, like, why you don't, when they truly care about you, they get to understanding about why you don't have time. And, why you just kind of like, yeah, okay, everything okay, making sure, and you don't have time to be sitting on the, who want to be sitting on the phone talking about nothing when you up to something? I don't know too many people who do, and who even have the time. And I realized that even like with me, and, just because of the direction and what I do, and, I'm an entrepreneur. I am a hungry, chronic business person. I love business. I love what I do in my business and in my profession. So, unfortunately for a lot of people, that is what a lot of my conversation is about. And not just, I'm always talking about myself, but when I'm talking to other people who they got their stuff and whatever their direction is and they focus, it's a good old back and forth. We can understand each other. We can support one another, even though we may be doing different things, but we understand because our grind and our drive is the same, because we happen to be two people who know exactly what they want, and we willing to work towards achieving whatever that is. If you are that type of person and you are talking to somebody who don't know exactly what they want, or exactly what they want, and you're somebody like me, and exactly what this person wants is just to go and show up at somebody else's job every day and clock in and call people they boss. Because see, every time I hear it, and I hope people don't see me cringe when they do it, but every time I hear another grown person call somebody else they boss, it makes my skin crawl, because no other grown person should ever be calling somebody else grown they boss. Ain't nobody your boss but God. You may have a supervisor at work. They supervising you in this job, but they are not your boss. And as long as you have the mentality of calling somebody else your boss, you will never want to learn and figure out how to be your own boss. So understand that. So when I hear that, and when I talk to people and they say that, and it's no offense to them, but it makes me understand that I cannot continue too long in conversations like this, because they just far off from my way of thinking. And I want to be around like-minded, like-hearted people. Anybody who is off of that, for me, is semi-toxic. And that's the same thing I would say to you. If you happen to be somebody who watching this and you are one of the people who, you saying another grown person your boss, take this tip, they ain't your boss. They're your supervisor until you decide to figure out where in your life how you want to be your own boss, as far as how you earn. You your own boss because you take care of yourself and you do. When you getting up and choosing to get up and go to that job every day. But if you want to be a boss in your own business and have your own business, then they are your temporary supervisor until you go and set up yourself to where you can be your own boss and go in and get up and work every day for yourself. Everybody don't want to do that. So I understand. And I know, because I always say, if everybody was meant to be bosses, there would be no need for employees. So you need employees. Somebody has to be an employee. But you know why there's something wrong with that? Because your boss doesn't say, I'm the boss. And if they ever said they was the boss, that would make you feel kind of funny. So why are you calling them your boss? You mean your supervisor? No job title. Nobody gets hired to be the boss. People get hired to be a supervisor, a CEO, a manager, all these different things. But nobody gets hired to be a boss. So stop calling somebody, because when you call somebody else and you tell your mind that somebody else is in control of you, you will never figure out how to switch that switch off to make sure that you are doing everything the way that you want to do it. And if you want to get up and go to that job every day, that's fine. To go work with your supervisor and your co-workers, that's fine. And that's your choice because you are your boss. Get that? Okay. I went off on a tangent, but I just had to talk about that because, oh my God, I think it was who? Damon Dash, I heard say that, like, just about the fact that term boss and all that. He made me think about it or whatever too. And then now, like I said, whoo, I just be like, la, 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 la. But, so, I guess that's it. Oh, I just want to give a reference because, of course, I don't know if I talk about this all the time, but I watch all kinds of, I watch all the reality shows. I watch all, and that is also another reason why I thought of this toxic people thing. Because in watching these shows, and I understand, they'll tell you it's for entertainment and, and this is drama, it's entertainment, blah, 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 blah. But it's entertainment, but it's still what's going on currently in their real lives. Do they try to add more drama onto it so they can get more TV time? Yes. But I even say in that, like, do they value money more than they value their personal peace? Because I would think that if those relationships that you are forcing yourself to be in just to get paid from a television network are toxic to your image, toxic to your personal energy, and probably blocking you from success in another way, does it make sense to stay in those relationships too? I watch all that stuff. And it is also a perfect example to all the folks who think they po and think you broke and think that money will fix everything. It is perfect example of proof that it won't. Because these people are supposed to be wealthy. And they are some of the most miserable, unhappy, hating, jealous, envious people I have ever seen in my life. So, and they okay financially. So what does that say? That says you got to be right in here, or it don't matter what you get out here. It ain't gonna make you happy, and it ain't gonna make you choose right for your personal space. Because if they was right in here, they wouldn't choose a situation that brings nothing but turmoil and chaos into their life in order to be how they sustain their lives. That's why when people start changing, I use Tammy Roman, for example, on the basketball wise. When they really start changing and wanting to be personally happy internally, they don't even want them checks for that no more. Because your spirit won't let you, like I said, your spirit won't let you be at ease in spaces and in situations that are not best for it. And guess what? When you trust God enough to open another door that will be conducive to your personal peace and pleasing to Him, all the doors will open. You don't have to keep holding on to the devil and his little gifts and little rewards and little trinkets that he's shaking your face just to ensure those things, because you're not sure if God, who is way more powerful than him, is going to give you better opportunities and better things that allow you to do things that are pleasing to your spiritual self on the inside, as well as pleasing to God. So toxic people, toxic situations, you gotta be strong enough, to let go of them and just trust in your work ethic, trust in your abilities, trust in who you are, to know that whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you desire, you can achieve it and you can have it. But you can't have a place of happiness in a place of chaos. And in being in a room full of negative, unhappy people, it's no way in the world you gonna win trying to be a happy and positive person. So you gotta be strong enough to step out the room. And sometimes it may mean being in a room by yourself until you find the room with the positive people who will be conducive to your growth and lifting you up just like you need to be and just like you want to do with them. Okay? I hope this video helps somebody, as I always say. If you have any comments, if you have anything you struggling with and not knowing how to get rid of people and things like that, definitely comment. I have all my links for my contacts and setting up different things with me. This confident tee, which I said comes from my affirmation line, is a unisex. It comes in girl fit and unisex. It is $20. Now, what my affirmation tees are for is they all have a positive word on them, and that you can see them on my website on MoniqueJ.com. And they're different positive words that are chosen, and that is based, and for me, it is saying what you feel about yourself. And some days you may not feel that. Some days you may wake up and it may be a hard day. But if you put on this shirt and you put in, like now, as I constantly look, as I'm talking and I'm in my camera, I know that when I bought it, I knew that I should be confident and that I am confident. And sometimes it serves as a reminder to myself. And then the people that I walk past throughout the day see how I positively view myself. And the goal is to inspire them to view themselves positively as well. So there are all kinds of, it's only one word, because you only need one word, if it's a powerful word, to get you to seeing what the power of positivity is. So these shirts are available. My Monique J Academy has several courses and the different things that I do, savings clubs, getting out of debt, credit repair, starting your own business, and teaching you that in the fields that I am strong in. So definitely check it out. All that'll be in the description. I want to thank you for joining me. Please hit the subscribe and the thumbs up button. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can hit the thumbs down. But subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you got some jewels you want to share with somebody, share them in the comments. If you have some questions or something, like I said, you need help, please in the comment or contact me via the description. So thanks again for watching the Monique J channel. God bless you. Love yourself enough to do what's best for you. And I will see you next time.